Breaths as we welcome Shabbat. Transitioning from the work week on the off chance that any tension and stress have built up, on the off chance that we've been checking our computers every 5 minutes for election results. That place, breathing all that out, and in its place, breathing in this gift of sacred time we call Shabbat. Page 11. One of the great pleasures of being in this role is that we have, I feel like, these rubber band relationships where we have these really intense moments and intense periods of engagement. Then we might not see people for a little while, and then they come back. And over the long trajectory of our time together, we get we develop a deep relationship. But it's really special around those life cycle events. I've had the incredible pleasure of hanging out with Skylar Sharetsky like so much in these last couple of weeks as she is marching toward her bat mitzvah. It's been so much fun. Would you bring your family up, bring your parents up, and please come light the candles.
אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת. On page 8, you will find the liturgical poem Yedid Nefesh. We started this last week where we are reintroducing Yedid Nefesh. We are doing just the first verse for now. And I want to draw to your attention, the second line of that first verse is missing one little word, ki ye'erav lo, right in the middle of that line. Ki ye'erav lo, yedidotecha. So don't forget to say that when we get there. Yedid nefesh הרחמן ושוך עבדך אל רצונך ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל ישתחווה אל מול הדרכה כי יערב לו ידידותיך מנופת צוף בכל העם כי יערב לו ידידותיך מנופת צוף בכל העם יאללה נפש אב הרחמן ושוך עבדך
Turning to page 24. In a few moments we will sing together, we'll pray together. Or Zarua, a shining light. My friend, my dear, dear friend, Rabbi Darren Kleinberg, writes, one of the goals of the rabbinic and cantorial ordination program that he is now leading, one of the goals is the following. He writes, we reduce suffering by being present with others in moments of pain, anguish, and loss, and by drawing on Jewish wisdom, liturgy, ritual, and song to ease their discomfort. Of course, rabbis and cantors also help in moments of celebration, but the need is greater and the contribution more significant. When someone is sick, when someone has died, when species go extinct due to human actions, when our home is under threat from an unseasonal storm, when it's unclear if there will be enough money to get us through the month, when challenges to democracy give rise to images of concentration camps flashing in the mind. It is from our abiding awareness of the mystery we call God that we are prepared to meet people in these moments of suffering with care and with compassion and contribute to their healing. Of course, that's not just the mission of rabbis. That's not just the mission of cantors. That's all of our mission. Bringing light to the world, increasing the light. Or Zarua.
Page 24. Or Zarua, la tzadik, u'yishvei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, u'yishvei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, u'yishvei lev simcha.
Lecha Dodi, page 29.
לקראת כלה ולי שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה ולי שבת לקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המנוחה, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה ולי שבת לקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה ולי שבת מקבלה. מקדש ולחם מלוכה ומסעי מתוך ההפכה,
page 38.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Such a wonderful series of actions and prayers we just offered. We open up our mouths and say the Shema in one voice, affirming that God, this universe, all of us are connected. And then we open our eyes and we see that community that we just said those words with. And then we open our hearts as we offer a prayer of love for God, for our community, for ourselves. And then we come to Michamocha, where our ancestors sang these words as the waters opened and they were allowed to walk across freely. And it's just a beautiful reminder of what can happen when we're open to what's possible out there. When we stay open, we keep ourselves open. So we'll turn to page 39 as we offer Michamocha together.
Bye.
Baruch
Ata
Ata
Adonai
Adonai
Ga'al Baruch Ata Ga'al Yisrael Page 40. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו
We turn now to page 44. We'll invite those who are able to rise as we begin our Amidah. We'll move through page 50. You may be seated when you are ready. We're going to take a moment in our prayer service this evening to offer a blessing of healing to those in our lives, those in our communities that we want to be stronger, be healthier. And so if there's someone you're thinking of, some people you want to share, we'll invite you to share their names aloud or just hold them in your hearts at this time. I want to start by asking a rhetorical question. I'm not looking for an answer right now, just something to consider. What do you love about Judaism? What is your favorite part of being Jewish? All right, so now put that aside. We'll come back to it. Let's look at the Torah portion for this week. So Torah portions usually have one, maybe two highlights that kind of stand out as the main focus of the portion. And it seemed like whenever our sages divided up the Torah to create our yearly cycle many, many years ago, they wanted to draw our attention to some accessible amount of information for us to hear, to then contemplate, to talk with our friends about, and then come back year after year. And for whatever reason, in their infinite wisdom, the sages decided to split up the 10 plagues over two different portions. Okay, so the 10 plagues over two different portions. So now why did they cram everything that is in this week's Torah portion into this week's Torah portion? It's bonkers. We begin. Vayera elav Adonai, and God appeared to Abraham in the form of 3 strangers wandering through the wilderness. And this happens just as Abraham is recuperating from his self-performed adult circumcision at the young age of 99. All right? And so he jumps up, though. All right? It's no bother for him. He jumps up. He hobbles over, bandages and all, and he welcomes these strangers into his tent. He feeds them. He gives them water. He gives them shelter from the desert heat. And now the portion could stop here, and there's already plenty to unpack, but no. Oh no, it keeps going. There are about, and by my count, all right, there's probably more, but by my count, there are about 8 more stories just in this Torah portion alone that deserve their own drash. Like, we could talk about them. We could write a paper about each of these stories, all right? The Torah portion crams in the majority of Abraham's lifetime. And I think it's fair to say that over the course of this Torah portion, we get a sense that Abraham is a fairly complex individual. We witness his flaws, and we see his strengths on full display. Abraham exemplifies core Jewish values, like welcoming the stranger, and he shows us what it looks like to approach and challenge God when justice is at stake. Abraham also makes some questionable decisions, and he performs some deplorable actions. And yet, Abraham is the father of what becomes Judaism. We have inherited all of these parts of Abraham, all these narratives, and we're invited to grapple with all the blessings and all the curses of that tradition. So back to that question I asked earlier. What do you love about Judaism? What's your favorite thing about being Jewish? Considering recent events leading to anti-Semitism once again being in the news, I asked our 7th grade students this past Sunday these questions. I wanted to get a sense as to where our students currently are finding connections to their Jewish identity. And there were a lot of age-appropriate answers that mostly focused on the cultural and secular aspects of Judaism. I also asked them to come up with a list of Jewish stereotypes, both positive and negative, that they have either personally experienced or have tangentially heard about. The list included all the tropes that I'm sure we're imagining, all the myths that have existed for generations and will continue to exist because there are people out there who hate the Jews. They hate that the Jews are different. One of our concluding prayers, Aleinu, it says, Shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. For God has not made us like the nations of the world, nor like the families of the earth. God has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like that of their multitudes. So whether it was God who made us different or the other nations making these distinctions, or maybe it was us who wanted to practice and believe a certain way, it's true. Jews are different. I told our students this Sunday that anti-Semitism is a historical reality, and unfortunately, it's not going anywhere. Anti-Semitism is an external attack on our Jewish identity. Those who hate are the ones with the problem. There's nothing wrong with being Jewish. But developing a connection to one's Judaism and learning how to express one's Jewishness proudly is how we combat that hate. Abraham was complicated. Torah is complicated. Judaism is complicated. We are complicated. And yet there's so much to be proud of. Which is exactly why we build communities to celebrate our simchas. It's why we gather to support each other through times that are challenging. Each of us expresses our Jewishness in so many different ways, and each and every one of them is true. The hate wins when we can't honestly answer those questions of what do I love about Judaism? What is my favorite part about being Jewish? So let us take it upon ourselves to continue answering those questions in prayer, in song, in dance, in all of the ways in which we live our lives. And let's do so loudly. Shabbat shalom.
Please turn to the one that says, "We rise." We rise, humbly hearted, rise, won't be divided, rise, with Spirit to guide us, rise, in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise. All of the children rise. Elders with wisdom rise. Ancestors surround us, rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise up from the wreckage, rise with tears and with courage, rise, fighting for life we rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise, humbly hearted, rise, won't be divided, rise, with Spirit to guide us, rise.
We'll invite you now to rise on page 282 as we join together for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The other side of your song sheets.
Seated. And now turn our hearts and our minds to memory, honoring and remembering those whom we've lost. At this time, we have members of this community who are remembering Betty Adler, Julian Adler, Ada Bay, Thelma Briskin Littman, Shepard Brode, Jerry Garf, Ken Given, Dorothy Glassberg, Lilia Figueredo, Fred Krotheimer, Charles Levin, Nathan Lippman, Herman Hal Moskowitz, Gertrude Rosen, Lestelle Schwartz, Fan Silver, Albert Stein, Sophie Tiener, Harry Tourette. In the past 30 days, our members have lost Howard Coleman, Grace Gluck, Rhea Cohen, and Dr. Stephen J. Shapiro. If the name of your loved one has been read aloud this evening, we'll invite you, if you're able, to rise so that we may acknowledge and honor those who are remembering. And if the name of your loved one has not been spoken in this space, but you want to bring them, their memory, into your hearts, we'll invite you to rise as well, to either say their name or to hold them in your hearts.
Martin Winder.
And if it's your custom, we'll invite you to rise as well as we stand shoulder to shoulder with those who are remembering. We turn to page 292 as we offer Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, to support those who are remembering, as well as to offer these words for those who have no one to say them for them. We'll join together. Yit Gadal, V'yit Gadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma, Divrach, Hirate, V'yamlich Malchute. B'chayachon, Uv'yomechon, Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, Uv'izman, Kariv, V'imru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah, Mevarach, Le'alam, Olmei, Almaya. Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh. V'yithadar, V'yitaleh, V'yithalal, Shemei Dekudashah, Brechu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yishvei tevel, v'imru amen.
Oh, say shalom. Be Rama. Oh, say shalom. Be Rama. Yaseh shalom. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
You may be seated. It's a good thing the weather is cooling down because our programming is warming right up. My goodness, look at that segue. So just outside here just outside here in our lobby, you'll see the guiding hand. It's on display until February. All right, it's on behalf of the Bar Foundation. It's a collection of Torah pointers. All right, so different yachts, and you can check it out at the end of this service. You can make your way over there, read a little bit about it. But we encourage you to take advantage of that. It is a gift from a donor, and there are some incredible pieces in there. All handmade, all artists who created these beautiful works of art that just we happen to take for granted when we read Torah from. We just don't really pay attention to it. But look at those. Those are incredible. Rabbi Mari, what do we got coming up?
Please join us on Tuesday for Tuesdays with Mari. Rabbi Eddie Feinstein is one of the finest teachers in America, one of the finest teachers of our generation. He happens to live in Los Angeles, and he'll be here on Tuesday night. His topic is a history of chutzpah. So please join us. We're in person only. In person only. And on November 29th in the morning, we will have our first returned Rosh Chodesh group. Please join us. It is traditionally a women's celebration, but identify yourself however you'd like and join us Tuesday, November 29th at 10 a.m.
Beautiful. And coming up on November 30th, it's a Wednesday, we have Breaking Bread. So this is a partnership between Temple Israel of Hollywood and New Ground. It's a Muslim-Jewish partnership for change. We have a movie screening, a film screening here. 6:30, we have hummus tasting. All right, and it's not going to be that like Trader Joe's hummus. All right, it's hummus that we're going to be tasting. All right, and you'll taste the difference. Yeah. And then at 7 p.m. we have the film screening with a conversation with the director, and it's free. All right, tickets are free. You can find out more information at my.tioh.org/breakingbread. That's on November 30th. Then we have our Hanukkah Marketplace. It's on Sunday, December 4th, starting at 9 a.m. It's a whole day filled with music, with dancing, holiday shopping, delicious food. There's going to be games. My goodness. Al Lesser is working on some incredible games that we're going to be playing this year. My 1-year-old daughter might be involved, all right? She just reached out to me today. It sounds interesting, and I look forward to having her.
If kiddo's here,
I know.
I'll be here.
That's right. So we hope to see you then. And then, what else we got, James? Oh, yes. Really, God? Really, God? It's an evening of true stories on Thursday, December 8th. It's at 7:30. You can find find tickets at my.tioh.org/reallyg/d. Make sure it's the slide. You get that hyphen in there, all right? We want to be respectful in the URL. But it's incredible, funny stories from Temple Israel of Hollywood members like Amanda Breslow, David Weissman, Lauren Abalafia, Gary Gilbert, Evan Salama, and Danny Klein-Modisette. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a blast. And right after this, we have Israeli dancing, all right? I don't know if you knew, but we are going to be dancing just next door with Orly Starr, and maybe dancing's not your thing. That's fine. We have ice cream sandwiches, all right? And maybe both are your thing. You can grab an ice cream sandwich and then come dance with us, all right? Can't wait to see you there on the dance floor. Skylar, come back up. It's going to be over in Miller. Yeah, it's going to be in Miller. Skylar, come back up. Lead us in the Kiddush and the blessings over the grape juice. Please.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Ki hu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh Zecher l'tziat mitzrayim Ki banu b'charta Miltanu kidashta mikol ha'amim Shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat lechayim.
Yeah, you've earned it. Look at that. It's just grape juice, don't worry.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avo.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
small but mighty crowd tonight. Thank you. Leah. Hello, Shabbat Shalom.